Hi there. Hi there. Welcome to Holistic Movement with me, episode 45, I think. And we're going to come down into a cat position here, a crawling position, because we're going to crawl. We're going to start today's class with crawling. And then we're going to get into some shoulder mobility and some rotations to strengthen and bring mobility into the rib cage, lower back, and then finish with, of course, extension. So come on down into a cat position here. You can see me from this angle. Hopefully my knees are below my hips and my hands are below my shoulders. I'm going to curl my toes under. Please do the same. And then I'm going to lift my knees up off just a little bit. And sorry, I got ahead of myself. You can see my lower back. We don't want full extension of the lumbar spine or flexion. We want to find the middle ground of those two. So go ahead and find a middle ground of your pelvis, not too anterior or posterior, just right. Then lift the knees up, and man, I did it again. I got ahead of myself. I'm not going to let my rib cages drop down into the ground. I'm going to push the back of my rib cage up into my shoulder blades. That way I can induce some force closure and stability. And then I'm going to lift my knees up and I'm going to start crawling. I'm going to lift one foot up off the floor and then the other. Knees are already up. And then if you want, you can do kind of this crawling. Bring one knee forward and then the other. It's a very small crawl. Now, if you want to get fancy, lift one hand and then the other. Now, you discover, can you figure out which hand should lift in coordination with the knee? Hopefully you figured out that it's diagonal, meaning if my left hand lifts up, it's my right knee. If it's my right knee, my foot, if my left foot lifts up, it's my right hand. If my right foot lifts up, it's my left hand. And we're just crawling like that, in place. It's like a baby not being able to go forward and just staying in place. And then come on down. Let's rest here for a second. Turn the palms upward. Sorry, folks, I need to slow down. I've been in a hurry for the past couple days. A lot of anxiety. One of the largest typhoons in 30 years hit Taiwan. You probably can't see it, but this used to be covered in trees. Tall trees. You couldn't even see Taipei, or you can see Taipei now. Insanity. So many trees fell, some of them on my own house. So still feeling that anxiety. Super scary. Okay. Just going into my breath. You notice the kettlebells here, yes? I'm going to bring one kettlebell, another kettlebell. If you don't have kettlebells at home, find some books. Don't have any books? Buy some books. Read. Or find your pet. 2 pets. Hopefully you have 2 pets. Or go out in the street, ask some neighbors to... Anyway, I'm going to turn the kettlebells so my hands, my fingertips are facing towards the camera there. You can do it this way, but I prefer that way. Palms facing, the top of the hands facing away from you. So we're changing the leverage here. And I'm still going to find neutral for my pelvis, so you can see from this camera. I'm going to find neutral there for my lower back and pelvis. Then I'm going to push my rib cage up into my shoulder blades. Lift my knees up. Start crawling here. You may notice this one more challenging. I notice my left kettlebell is a little bit behind the other one. And then I'm engaging my wrists. Meaning I'm not letting my wrists fold. Hopefully you can see that from that camera angle. I'm not letting them be compressed on the front. So I'm keeping a connection with my shoulder blades down into my hands. You can just try stepping forward with the knees, kind of like stair climbers, or mountain climbers as they're called. And just crawling back and forth. Now, what muscles do you feel being activated here? I feel my abdominal region, and my lats, and my pecs, and my quads. Okay, come on down. Yeah. Who knew crawling would be so difficult? But it is, actually. Let's lie on our backs. Let's rest here. And my heartbeat's going really fast. Like I was talking about, that anxiety is still embedded within me. And it's transmitting itself through my body. So now I'm trying to slow my heartbeat down by regulating my breath and slowing my breath down. Letting my body fall. It's amazing how nature is so overwhelming sometimes and how powerful it can be and have such an influence upon our psyche and bodies. Bend your right knee, bring your left arm next to your left ear, roll on over to your left-hand side using your right hand. And if you tuned in last week, I was showing Indian clubs. We're going to do the next movement. I'll show you first with the Indian clubs, and then we'll do it without the Indian clubs, just so you can see the movement of the arms. So we're going to have our feet hip-width apart. This is the movement from last week. Hopefully my arms are not going out of frame here. And we're just crossing one arm in front of the other. Switching, I should say. Left arm in front, right arm in front. Left arm in front, right arm in front. Then we're going to do this movement. I'm just going to demo it for a short time. So if you notice, my arms are coming into external and then internal rotation. So I'm going to show you from behind. I'll show you from the front first. My hands are kind of like crossing guns here. Then I'm going to bring my arms into external rotation. My thumbs come down like I'm grabbing two swords in my back here, bringing my elbows towards each other. Then bringing my palms towards me, facing each other, crossing one arm in front of the other, and swinging the arms down. Arms come into external rotation. Sheath the swords, elbows towards each other. One arm crosses in front of the other. I'll show you from behind. Going extremely slowly. Sheathing the swords, elbows come towards each other. One palm faces in front of the other, palms facing towards each other. So switch arms. The left arm goes in front, right arm goes in front. Again, slow-mo. Now, the momentum. You want to build up momentum. So when you swing the arms down, there's a tendency to tilt your upper body forward. Try not to let that happen. Keep your quads and your abdominal region tight. So the only thing that's actually moving are your shoulders and your arms. Your upper body and your lower body are not moving at all. They're the anchor. And I'll slow it down again as we stop. Let's lie on our backs. Let's rest. Let's feel the sensations in our shoulders. Rest here. Let's bend our right knees. Bring your left arm next to your left ear. Push yourself over to your left-hand side. Use your right hand to push yourself up. We're gonna come stand up, and I thought after loosening the shoulders, bringing mobility in the shoulders, decompressing them, we'll go into a rib cage movement, a rotationary rib cage movement, just to get mobility in the rib cage. Because remember, this is one of the most immobile parts of our spine. From this camera, if you see me, I'm gonna bring my butt behind me first. I'm not gonna bend my knees first. I'm going to bring my butt back, hinge at the hips, trying to keep my spine straight, kind of like that bird drinking water. But then I'm going to bend my knees. And throughout all this, I'm trying to keep my spine straight and in extension. Also, my knees are not going to deviate. They're not going to come into my midline here. I'm going to keep them stable there. So I have to use my big toes and my outer thighs and my inner thighs, my abductors and my adductors. I'm going to rotate my ribcage to my left. I'm going to bring the outside of my right arm. Hey, Neil. I'm going to bring those are the custodians of the temple there. Guy smoking a cigarette, just staring me down. I'm going to bring my right arm on the outside. I have monkey arms, so you may have to bring your forearm on the outside of this left thigh. I can get my upper arm on the outside, but I'm trying to keep my spine straight. And I'm going to bring my left arm to the left. That guy just let out the biggest burp. Sounded like my grandfather burping. Now, when I push my right arm against my left knee here, I'm not going to let it deviate and come to the middle because I don't want my inner arch to collapse. So I'm using those big toes, and then I'm rotating to the right. So I'm pushing with my right arm and my right rib cage against my left leg, but I'm bringing my left arm up. If your neck is hurting, bring it back to neutral to the center, or you can turn the head to the left. But again, both knees are trying to stay centered, not deviating to the median axis of your spine. And breathing into it. This is an isometric rotation. I'm using my glutes. Hopefully your glutes are firing. I just heard a pop in my spine, a nice pop. And then coming back to center, resting here. If you want to rest like this, you can, or you can come down and squat. Then I'm going to bring my left arm on the outside of my right knee and bring my right arm up. And then making sure that my big toes are pushing down and using my outer and inner thighs. I'm being careful also this right arm is not in internal rotation. It's that external rotation. Now I'm rotating to the right. And I can rotate a lot more this way. What about you? Which side can you rotate to more? Trying to keep that spine straight in an extension here. Relaxing my head and neck. And then coming back to the center. Let's squat. Let's take a rest here. This is the guy with a cigarette in his hand. Bald, fat. 老外, oh, 外国人, which means foreigner. Oh, sometimes I feel like I'm in a zoo here sometimes. And I'm the monkey. We're all monkeys, aren't we? Okay, now we're going to do a dynamic rotation. So feet are centered. You can see from this camera, hopefully. Don't let the knees come to the center or let them being pushed outwardly. And then dynamic. So push, inhale, exhale, rotate. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Inhale, exhale, push and rotate. Inhale, exhale, push and rotate. I don't know if you noticed, but my shoulders are relaxing here. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Yep, let's lie on our backs. I like that one a lot because it activated my rib cage, my glutes, my deep lateral rotators of my ass, piriformis muscle. What do you feel now? Hopefully you're feeling the muscles that were just activated. Let's bend our right knees. Bring your left arm next to your left ear. Roll over to your left hand side. Use your right hand. Push yourself up. We're going to stand up and we're going to finish with extension. Yes. This time we're going to do it standing and we're going to clip as I almost bust it. No, I'm not drunk, folks. We're going to push the top of our foot, the top of our toes, down into the ground. I'm going to use my front leg to balance here. Let me show you from this angle so you can kind of see it. Let me get on that even surface. I'm going to bend my right knee just for balance purposes, but I'm going to try to straighten my left leg. It won't fully straighten, but that's okay. I'm going to tighten my left butt cheek, and I'm going to bring my arms up and just extend here, and then bring the arms down and extend. So I'm thinking of a line from my fingertips all the way down to the top of my toes, my left toes. So how can I lengthen my whole body while engaging, tightening the back part of my body? So with reciprocal inhibition, I'm lengthening the front part of my body more easily, because reciprocal inhibition, when we tighten, let's say the back part like I'm doing now, the front part will more easily let go and lengthen a little bit further. But I'll post an explanation of reciprocal inhibition in the comments or in my title there. And we're just lengthening, trying to keep that back leg straight, lengthening the whole front part of our body and extending the whole spine. Let's do one more. And then we're going to drop the arms. Let's rest here for a second. And I'm going to switch to this other side, but I'm going to rest here. The sun is almost setting. So you hear the cacophony of bugs. I'm going to bend my right knee, my left knee. I'm going to bring my right leg back, clip my toes. So my top of my foot is pushing down on the floor, and I just heard a crack in my foot, which is good. And then I'm just going to tighten my right butt cheek and just lengthen here from the top of my toes, my right toes, all the way up to my fingertips. I'm feeling this whole line, engaging, connecting, embodying, bodifying. I just said bodifying. Being bodyful instead of mindful, I'm being bodyful. Engaging my right my right butt cheek again. And I'm pushing down with that right heel. Lengthening. Do you notice this side may be a little bit more difficult than the other? Or is it the other side for you? Which side is more challenging for you? Feeling my psoas lengthen. Getting that spinal extension and that rib cage extension. Let's do one more after this. Yes. Woo. Did that hurt the toes there? It did mine a little bit. Let's lie down. We're all done. We're just going to let our bodies fall. And hopefully you're feeling that superficial front arm line, not arm line, but superficial front line in Anatomy Trains terminology. Sorry for all that talking in the background. The guardians of the Taoist temple. See you next week.